Top down morning ladies, my name is Chad and welcome to the What If Zuko was the strongest character in anything? Basically, stronger than All Might, stronger than Zuko, or stronger than All Might, stronger than, like, anyone from any series. Like, he could be stronger than, like, him. And he has a power is infinity, but his quirk is 0. Not quirkless. The opposite of infinity. So, yeah. And I'm also throwing in Zumi so that the Zumi he would be his sister, of course. And in this what if, the Zumi and Zuko were born as little toddlers. But they noticed something in Zuko more than anyone. He lifted up the full-size couch to just get his thing, his little toy that was underneath. As they went to a quirk doctor at age of 4. And when the quirk doctor did his little quirk thing, man oh man, he saw, like, they had to run 4 tests to make sure. 3 on Zuko, 1 on Zumi. Yeah. And he's like rubbing his eyes as he's like, okay. Well, 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 Inko, your son, or let's start with your daughter first, because that makes more sense. Your daughter has your fire manipulation. It's common, but your son, on the other hand, has a unique, different kind of quirk. It's 0, not quirkless, 0. They've seen this type of quirk before. Yeah. She says, huh. Is it the new type? Does it hurt him? No, it's a new one, so I don't know what will happen. Yeah. Zuko is basically is happy for it. And so, and they're like, okay, yeah. So when they all left, Zuko went to school one day and told Bakugo. And he says, huh, what was your quirk, boy, Hachan? Oh, mine? Mine's explosions. How about you, Zuko? Well, it's Zero. Not quirkless. It's actually called Zero. Never heard of that name before. I never tried it, so I don't even know what it does either. As like, I mean, he and test it out. Sure. As he, I don't know if it's a hand quirk thing. So, like, he, like, taps on Bakugo's shoulder, or, like, chest thing, and something, like, or he saw a bird coming right towards him, like, flew right at his face. As he grabs it, as he, like, basically literally took its, or like, copied its DNA, and, like, if it had a quirk or not, as it's an animal. So he's like, as wings sprouted out through his back, kind of like Nomu's, but bird-like. As Bakugo's like, okay, this is weird. Him and his friends that didn't bully him saw, like, what, as he, like, that's, as he, like, can I try it on, like, you, Bakugo? Sure. As he taps on Bakugo's, like, shoulder, and he can basically, his hair turns all, like, blondish color, and he basically has this quirk. As he looks at his palm, as he, and, like, as Bakugo and his friends looks at him like, dude, you look like Bakugo. His friends, or Bakugo's friends, told Zuko that. What do you mean? As they're like, okay. But one day, or when he was, like, trying this stuff out, as when he was sleeping, his own body, I mean, had a flinch, but it was basically the city transformed into, like, a bunch of monsters and starts attacking the citizens of the night. As, yeah, that got Pro Heroes' attention. And let's say Astashi was a pro hero. So, yeah. In next morning, they had to battle all the way to morning. First, Inko who woke up Zuko. When he did wake up, the buildings that was fighting against the heroes became back to normal buildings. As he's like, oh, that was a weird dream. As, yeah. So he, before the, like, end of the school thing, like, way before, or, like, after school thing, he, or his quirk thing, fully developed. And then the he so that's why. And but one day he got oh, crap. He got like ambushed by, or actually not ambushed, got kidnapped by the doctor when they had their separate ways thing. So yeah, All Might saved Zumi from Sludge Villain, but then the but All Might didn't know that her brother was endangered. So yeah, then they woke up the next morning, and or like as he takes away, or like he took away infinite, or not infinity, zero. He took away zero and his memories, and adding like other quirks like strength enhanced quirk, the everything, like adding every quirk into his body, basically turning him into like a special breed of a true High Nomu. But he said it like that. He talks normally. Like, who are you? And who am I? As the doctor says, You are now. Here, turn up the volume, okay? You are now called strong. Your mission, your first mission, is to like just infiltrate UA and destroy and as he didn't put a memory, or not memory chip, he didn't put the obedience chip inside, so, or command, and so yeah, so he goes to UA, and he is more like his hair is more like mean I'm trying to think. Was it more like hers? Hers? Mixed with some orange. Yeah. And he basically uses his in strength quirk. Like, he usually, like, he got the lowest score and being in the class 1B. So then, yeah. As All Might notices something in Strong. Oh, that's his. Yeah. He basically is like, something's bothering me. I never felt this much power from Strong. Did you feel it? As Eraserheads and the rest of them agreed. Like, they can detect something inside of Strong that they never felt before. Like, basically, yeah. It's like someone just went supernova on someone. So, yeah. But they chose to put him in class 1B till they actually know. Oh, okay. So, yeah. And putting his sister as, or actually, his sister broke the entire record of, like, the past All Might in score. So, yeah. So then he was like, huh, okay. So, and then, like, after that, like, when he went back to the doctor's thing, as the doctor notices something inside of Zuko too, or Strength Hong. So, he did, like, the full diagnostic thing on him, and, like, then his eyes literally popped out of his own glasses things. As it says infinity. As he literally punched like his own desk, breaking it. Like, or not, like, or he literally, like, he couldn't believe that he has the most powerfulest weapon in the entire universe. Hers. As, yeah. He's like, I had to report this. So he went to All for One and told him that special news thing. As All for One says, let's hear it. So, and sorry if my air fan thing is blowing. It's... There we go, that's much better. So, yeah. He told All for One that they have the most powerfulest weapon that... So... As All for One's thinking, if he has that much power in his body already. And wait. As it dawns on him, Doctor, you know what the Zero is actually doing? His quirk? What? The... I know it's... takes DNA from... or it copies DNA from others so far, but no, it does more. Much more. It's a limiter. Like, he can limit his powers to a certain extent. And if we move that limit from that, if we knew that earlier, we wouldn't have that problem. Because he solved why Zero and Infinity were inside Zuko's body. As, yeah, he basically... Then a doctor's like, yeah, okay. And it says here that, or actually, he never seen it before, so he doesn't even know. So that's why he told All for One that they really don't know, never seen that type of quirk. Oh, it is a legendary, rarest one. So they talked about it for 1 full hour until Shiraki-san comes in and like, what's all this chit chat about, Master? As All for One says, well, it's about Strong, the new guy, or his regular name is Zuko Midoriya. Don't tell anybody about it, okay? Okay, and what is with his big deal? And this what if Shiraki-sense is way more calmer and no, like, cussing things. As All for One says, well, you might be surprised, but that Zuko has 2 most powerfulest things in his body. One of them is a quirk. The other is a power that no one can wield, or not even born with that power. And the quirk's name is Zero. Not quirkless, but Zero. it's similar to my quirk. It, instead of taking quirks and giving them to anyone, it takes, or it copies DNA, and if it has a quirk, it has been added to his arsenal of powers. Like if he touches you, Shiraki-sen, then he will gain your entire appearance and your entire quirk. So, but that's not important. What is important is infinity, or his power of infinity. But there's one thing that we haven't checked. It was that zero and infinity are both spectrums, like yin and yang. Zero limits a person's power to a certain degree. As, yeah, he basically told Shiraki-sen that he can be or Zuko can be the strongest person in the entire world. So, yeah. And the most powerfulest one, too. So, yeah. Then, yeah. The next day, he got into class 1B. As he sits down and huh. And only person that really joined UA is Toga. So yeah, she joins class 1B with with her favorite hero. So yeah. Then Uzumi is in class 1A, the top student. But she got because Todoroki didn't know that he actually was in king on the highest score. So yeah. So then Todoroki, or I'm skipping the ball throw, but I am gonna add the cube, the most heaviest cube that you ever seen. So yeah, he basically picked, or actually, no one could even lift it over 2 meters. Not Gravity Girl, because how heavy it was. It was so heavy that none of the class 1A students could even lift it. As class B students came in, because how big it was, as they're or they worked together. Zumi and the rest of them tried to lift it up. It won't budge. They tried everything. As before, they said, well, Class 1A and 1B, your jobs here is to lift this big metal box. Whoever lifts it will move on to a next. As, yeah, they're like, okay. They'll be not expelled. Okay? As they're like trying everything. And Zuko just sat there like he's just like, huh. As he gets up, because everyone else was knocked down. So yeah, he ends up walking over there, and he grabbed it by one handle, or actually, he lifted the entire metal box over his own head. And, like, Racerhead's like, huh, someone has, like, a quirk. Well, how far do you want me to, like, put it? As he says, oh, just put it anywhere. As he moves it to near the race station. Primal Might couldn't even lift it, but Zuko could lift it like no sweat. Like he just literally he picked it up as alrighty then. Now what else? As Blood Hero's like, okay. And I'm skipping the rest. So, like, heroes versus villains. They're doing the, like, cooperation. And so Zuko's is like, huh. Or strong, as I'll say. That's what the title of this file is. So, yeah. He basically, it stunned everyone when he looked that metal or heavy metal box up. Walking around like it was just a... As All Might and Nezu were watching from the far, as Nezu's like, wow, this is interesting. We never had a student easily lift a box up without any support. As, yeah. And All Might agrees. As he gets a weird vibe from the Strong that something is off about him. He doesn't put his finger on it. So, yeah, and who walked on near him is him. That was my finest piece of work. It can never be moved by sheer force. As, yeah, and Momo was embarrassed because she was like that. She couldn't believe that someone lifted up. So, yeah. Then Todoroki is upset at Strong to, like, couldn't believe that he easily lifted up instead of him. So, yeah. Now the heroes versus villains. Him with Todoroki against his sister and Mushroom Girl. So, yeah. Fire manipulation and so, yeah. So, and they chose their decent costume. Heck, he chose that. So, and his body fits right in. I was gonna choose the same thing as like Goku thing, as or his bracelets things that are on his wrist are the actually support items to his entire body. So, yeah. As the Nezu is kind of curious about something. So he asked Recovery Girl to do a blood testing on Strong. So he did, or so she did, and what she found stunned him. Or stunned her. Yeah. As Nezu, All Might, and Eraserhead and Blood Hero went down and like they saw like on a monitor thing of it, his power, like is he's like same blood type, so in canon, but that doesn't shock them. But his power, they could, or it says power is because power, they know that what power is like it's like a quirk, but it permanently fused in a person's DNA. But it says infinity, power of infinity. Yeah. When they saw it, they were stunned. Like, they couldn't believe that Strong has this much power at his fingertips inside of his own blood. So they're like, okay, What does it mean? Plenty of blood flow, or as Nezu says, no, it is actually a power that is never been, like, no one was born with it. So, yeah. Then, so Zuko and Class 1B Strong and Class 1B and 1A went to USJ. As as they get on, as they ask, or actually Frog Girl asked everyone's quirk, as when they went and asked him, as he was sleeping, and like as yeah, he basically, and the incident of the, like, news reporters of, like, hasn't happened yet. So Eraserhead walks over and asks Strong if, or actually, he has a power of infinity. So, yeah. He basically used the quirks that were given to him, and, like, teleportation. He teleported all the way to there. And, like, he was, like, he was already there. So he collapsed. Like, something's inside of him. So he fell asleep. As, yeah, he basically does that. Hold on. So, yeah, when the rest of them show up, they're like, where's Zuko? Or where's Strong? As they see him sleeping. Yeah. As they're, like, trying to wake him up. They even they try to use firecrackers. Alright. Sorry about that. So, yeah. They tried everything. From hitting them in the head, as his little, or as Hizumi walks over and, like, asks him to get up, please, or wake him. As he, like, wakes up, but his eyes were rainbow colored. Like, basically, it was just like his normalize, but on the whole nother scale. So yeah, he basically was like, sorry guys, I dozed off on. Okay, so let's head in. As yeah, and by the way, All for One was watching from a security camera. So yeah, when they all walked in, they get ambushed, and like I'm skipping that part, but he does as like he shot a beam of light through his eyes when he tilted his head all the way back, and like it alerted the pro heroes. And as yeah, he basically like after that he collapsed again. They're like, wow, this guy's. As pro heroes like Almighty, Mountain Lady, and Arrest. As Shiraki-sen says, this is what he means by be careful of him. Or stay clear from him. As, yeah, he basically says that. He basically said that, and as the Nomu looked at him and agrees. So did Kirigiri. So they're like, so everybody, like, everyone heard him say that. As, yeah, All Might was like, stay clear of him. As, yeah, he basically Eraserhead Ed was like, well, what do you... As he took down Shiraki-sen and told him what he wants to know. Like, tell me what you do know about Strong. You know so much about him. As he says, my masters told me all about him. How his powers is infinity. Stronger than anything. And his quirk got took from him. But we made a mistake of taking his quirk away. As All Might heard that, as he says, why did you, or what do you mean, mistake? As Shiraki-sen says, it's part of his power level, or he can give himself the limit. Like the rest of you have limits to your bodies, but he doesn't have a limit. As he's trying to keep himself from... As, yeah. He basically, when All Might heard that, and the rest of them heard that, 13 took everybody out. And Zuko, like, went full on nuclear. As, yeah, he basically destroyed the entire USJ. His eyes were like same thing, but green aura. So, yeah. As everyone has like those faces, like they couldn't believe how powerful he is. So, yeah. As he as as Momo remembers that Strong responds to Zumi's voice, as he says, or as she says to Zumi, that try calling him out, like try to wake him up. As she says, okay, yeah, as she just nods her head and like, Strong, please wake up him. As the tornado stops, he gets up. His eyes went back to normal. As he says, oh, what happened? As they're like, okay. As, yeah. As, and then after that, they made him highest priority. So, I'm skipping the UA, or no, the sports festival, all the way to the fight one. So, let's begin. And don't worry about the like what if battles that will be start after the second part comes out. So, yeah. So, the Zuko wins against Brain Dude. Todoroki's gonna still be the winner of it. Like, he won the tape against a tape boy. Human Pikachu, or no. Actually, that that Rain's girl won against a human Pikachu, and like the rest of them goes as canon, but when Ochako against Bakugo goes a little different. Bakugo, he knows he respects his friend Zuko, but he is like so ticked off at Strong that they didn't know that Strong is actually Zuko. So yeah. So he, before their battles, he tells her in the like guest room, or like the battle room, that sorry if I go a little bit nuclear on you. Okay? It's just a lost my important friend. That's what he says to Ochako. Okay? So yeah. Then when overdoing the kill thing, Zuko or Strong had to come in and like whacked him with such speed that even like, you hurt my friend, prepare to die. As yeah. As yeah. And Toga and the rest are like, they couldn't believe how powerful he really is. So Toga was doing like, actually Zook or Strong noticed that Toga is acting like the in a corner. So so he walks up to him, or to her, sorry. So he walks up to her and says, "Are you doing okay?" As she says, "Gosh dang it, it's my fit again. It's my side effect is happening." As he says, "Huh, can I help you with something? You need like blood or something like that? Blood, please." As he uses a knife that he got out of thin air, cut his wrist enough. As she drank the entire thing, or like, as it regenerate. So yeah, she basically feel better now. Yeah, of course Toga says yeah, and your blood is powerful. As Toga, or actually he says, as long as we're all friends, okay? Because, and then after the, like, okay? So, yeah, after they all went, like, did their, like, normal stuff in the cannon, except for, or actually Tenya won that round, or not Tenya, the grapevine lady, he won, and Zuko won that round. And then Bakugo won against like them. Momo does a like, or actually, instead of like, Or, yeah. So, I was trying to think, but so they're like doing the same thing, but Zuko against Bakugo, or Strong versus Bakugo. So yeah, he basically between all of them. So I'm so part two.